He's playing metal with a minor band. Oh, it's out of sight now. The house, my God. The home. Fans who adore the concept of living off the grid have fallen in love with Homestead Rescue. The program follows families as they leave the city and discover how difficult life can be. For many years, the Rainey family was adored for their unique off-the-grid tales. However, admirers became interested after learning that not much was known about this family. Join us as we examine Homestead Rescue's stars and their current whereabouts, how we got to know them. A world that many viewers had only dreamed about was presented to them when Homestead Rescue initially aired. Families abandoning the conveniences of contemporary life to live off the grid were the program's main focus. They desired to live independently of the systems that most people depend on a daily basis, cultivate their own food, and construct their own shelters. Some people found this concept fascinating, while others found it disturbing. Would it be possible for families that had never experienced such conditions to survive alone? That was the question the presentation aimed to solve. The Rainey family was at the center of Homestead Rescue. A new lifestyle that is unusual for most people was portrayed by Marty Rainey, his daughter Misty, and his son Matt. Together, they became the program's faces and provided it with authority and direction. Instead of seeing them as actors, viewers saw them as real-life employees. That was among the factors that made the show immediately memorable. The concept of Homestead Rescue was straightforward from the first few episodes. Families that wished to live off the land frequently encountered difficulties. Some constructed houses in dangerous locations. Others were unable to find water or cultivate food. Many were ill-equipped to deal with predators, inclement weather, or malfunctioning devices. These issues were genuine, and in certain situations, they endangered lives. As guides, the Raineys took over. They weren't just advisors. They collaborated with families to develop solutions. The show was simple to follow because of this strategy. Every episode focused on a needy family. It displayed their issues, way of life, and fixes. The homestead was in better condition by the end of the episode, and the family's future was clearer. It combined inspiration, drama, and education. The team's leader, Marty Rainey, was initially introduced to the audience. One of the most difficult places to live off the grid is Alaska, where he had spent decades of his life. He had credibility because of his history. Marty emphasized organization and safety on the presentation. He frequently called attention to hazards that families had overlooked, like shoddy foundations, shoddy roofs, or dangerous water systems. He had a strong yet sensible manner. Survival, he made clear, was no game. Families may fail if there is no actual job. Misty Rainey gave the show a different perspective. Misty concentrated on farming and food, while her father concentrated on construction and safety. She taught families how to raise animals, grow gardens, and establish food systems that would endure challenging times of the year. Alongside her family, Misty also worked on construction projects, moving bulky equipment and constructing things. Her enthusiasm and encouragement were immediately apparent to the audience. When families felt overburdened, she was the one who cheered them up. Her presence on the show became centered around the role, with devising a functional water system for the entire year. Marty's son, Matt Rainey, completed the group. He concentrated on hunting, fishing, and developing non-farming methods of producing food. He constructed hunting systems, enclosures, and smokehouses. He frequently taught households how to preserve fish and meat for later use. The group was balanced by Matt's composure. He was stable, trustworthy, and realistic. He was viewed by the audience as the provider who served as a reminder that survival required more than just a place to live. The program established a well-defined framework. A needy household was presented. When the Raineys arrived, they looked into the issues. Matt concentrated on hunting and food, Misty on farming, and Marty on safety. They collaborated on projects. Viewers might see the results by the end of the episode. There was reinforcement for a roof. They planted a garden. They constructed a water system. The family had new survival equipment. The show had rhythm and consistency because of this format, which was repeated from episode to episode. Homestead. Rescue quickly gained a devoted following for a number of reasons. First, living off the grid was a popular concept. A lot of people had aspirations of abandoning their hectic modern lives in favor of something more straightforward and natural. They were able to live out their dream on TV thanks to the show. The Rainies were also portrayed as authentic. They weren't staged personalities or actors. They demonstrated their expertise, worked with their hands, and led by example. Third, viewers felt like they were making progress because of the observable outcomes. Families were discussing more than simply how to survive, they were constructing it themselves. The Rainies gained popularity as the show expanded. Initially, they were merely presented as a skilled family. Their names were intimately associated with survival television over time. Supporters were impressed by their ability to operate as a team and overcome obstacles. Their recognition grew with each season. It took the Rainies a while to become well known. Their notoriety gradually increased as a result of the projects that were featured in each episode. They had established themselves as Homestead Rescue's dependable faces by the time subsequent seasons aired. Although off-grid living and survival had previously been featured on television, Homestead Rescue established its niche. Numerous shows emphasized drama or conflict. Others emphasized surviving in extremely difficult circumstances. Homestead Rescue distinguished itself by emphasizing workable solutions. The Rainies' discourse was not limited to survival. They hunted, cultivated, taught, and built. Even in tiny ways, viewers could envision applying those abilities. This pragmatic approach kept the show afloat. It is evident from the beginning how cautiously the Rainies were presented. Their personal tales did not open the show. Their work was the first step. They were seen creating smokehouses, mowing gardens, and repairing roofs. Their celebrity was secondary to their skills. This made it possible for viewers to have faith in them before finding out more about their personal lives. The series had a solid basis thanks to that strategy. Homestead Rescue evolved into more than just a survival initiative. It turned into the tale of the Rainey family teaching others the difficult lessons of life off the grid. Each of Marty, Misty, and Matt contributed unique skills that helped shape the show. Because of them, the series became a consistent, trustworthy account of families learning to live in the wild. The Rainies were introduced to audiences in a straightforward manner. They weren't celebrities when they first appeared on film. They demonstrated their wisdom by deeds rather than words. As a result of the projects they finished and the families they assisted, their notoriety increased season after season. This was Homestead Rescue's enduring appeal to many viewers. It has nothing to do with drama or the lifestyle of celebrities. It was about survival, learning, and building. Stay tuned as we explore the Rainey family's activities for the day. Rainey Marty. For viewers who appreciate programs about the outdoors, survival, and establishing a life apart from contemporary society, Marty Rainey has emerged as one of the most known figures on television. He is more than just Homestead Rescue's host. Wild country, hard work, and a refusal to live a conventional life have formed this man's whole life. Although Marty was born in the United States, it was his move to Alaska in the 1970s that marked a significant turning point in his life. Alaska was still somewhat isolated and untamed at the time. Modern services were few or non-existent in many areas of the state. There, people frequently had to take care of everything on their own, including food and shelter. Marty chose that life because it allowed him to be free, not because it was simple. He wished to instill in his family the virtues of independence, diligence, and reverence for the natural world. Marty did not enter a state of comfort when he initially got to Alaska. He lived in huts without power, running water, or heating other than a fire he kindled himself. He constructed houses, barns, and other buildings for himself and other people over the years. In addition, he guided climbers up some of North America's highest peaks in his capacity as a mountain guide. He provided guidance on Denali, the continent's tallest peak at over 20,000 feet. It was labor that demanded talent and a lot of guts. As a builder and outdoor enthusiast, Marty's life gradually expanded into something more. His reputation as a man capable of managing nearly any task in the outdoors spread across his village. He searched for food, constructed houses out of bare logs, and taught his kids to follow in his footsteps. His story revolved around his family. He was raised in the same manner as his wife, Molly, and their 4 children, Misty, Matt, Miles, and Melanie. Marty was also well known for his music before television. He composed and sang songs that reflected Alaskan life. Some of his songs gained popularity among aficionados of frontier life, and his music frequently combined storytelling and humor. Through music, he was able to tell his narrative and teach others outside of Alaska what it was like to be a homesteader on a heart and soul level. Later, television was used. Marty started making appearances in documentaries that highlighted Alaska, including survival and mountain climbing programs. Producers saw his effortless presence on camera and took notice of him as a result of his appearances. Marty wasn't a performer. He was just what he seemed to be, a hardy homesteader from Alaska with decades of practical expertise. He stood out because of his honesty. Homestead Rescue debuted on the Discovery Channel in 2016. The purpose of the show was to introduce families around the world to this distinctive way of living. Marty visited households and assisted them in repairing their faltering homesteads alongside his son Matt, a builder, and his daughter Misty, a farmer. They worked together to enhance farming, construct shelters, impart survival skills, and figure out how to make the goal of complete independence a reality. Marty's tough love attitude was evident from the very first season. The difficulties of homesteading were not minimized by him. If a family's cabin was poorly constructed, their farm animals were in danger, he explained. But he was cautious in his forthright approach. Marty's intention was always to provide individuals with the information they needed to survive, not to make them feel ashamed. He was viewed by viewers as a protective father figure and a rigorous instructor who helped families make one of the most difficult decisions they would ever have to make. It took more than just Marty's talent to succeed on the show. His family was at issue. Matt's leadership skills were ideally complemented by Misty's farming knowledge and his building abilities. As the ultimate surviving family, the Raineys gained notoriety, each contributing a unique skill. Homestead Rescue was more than just a show because of their cooperation. It turned into a family strength lesson. Marty has worked with families all throughout the nation over the years. He has visited swamps, mountains, forests, and deserts. Every place had different difficulties. Marty has stayed loyal to his roots despite his stardom. He is renowned for being a gifted musician as well. His humor and strong ties to the land are evident in songs like Man Alaska Style and I've Been Everywhere. Molly, the wife of Marty Rainey, is not affiliated with Homestead Rescue. She would rather lead a calm, private life away from prying eyes. Molly chooses not to participate in television or public attention, instead supporting the family behind the scenes while Marty and their kids work on the show. There are 4 kids between Marty and Molly Rainey. Melanie and Miles lead more quiet lives, although Misty and Matt are on Homestead Rescue. Melanie enjoys being outside and works as a rafting guide. Miles is a frequent traveler and an explorer. Like their mother, they both decide not to pursue popularity on television. Marty Rainey has lived in the untamed regions of Alaska for the majority of his life, where peril is a constant threat. A horrible fall from a cliff was one of the scariest things he had ever experienced. Marty slipped and fell on jagged rocks while in the highlands. He was severely slashed and his bones were broken by the hit. There was no simple method to receive help because he lived distant from towns and medical professionals. While many would have given up, Marty remained composed and applied his survival skills to get through. His life story became inextricably linked to the accident. Marty frequently discusses the wilderness's beauty and harshness. His tumble demonstrated the rapidity of change that comes with living off the grid. It served as a reminder that mental toughness and bravery are just as important for survival as talent. Rather than give up, he recovered and resumed homesteading. He became even more resilient and resolved to live near the farm as a result of the experience. Homestead Rescue supporters now view Marty as evidence that you can get back up and continue moving forward even in the face of hardship and peril. Marty has continued to make appearances in new Homestead Rescue seasons in recent years. With viewers all over the world, the program has grown to be one of Discovery Channel's most watched series. Many respect his ability and the way he has brought up his kids to be like him. In particular, his daughter Misty has gained popularity because she consistently demonstrates that women can succeed in traditionally male-dominated fields like farming and survival. Marty is involved outside of TV as well. He takes part, speaks at gatherings, performs music, and works on homestead construction projects. Many fans claim that seeing him in person is just like seeing him on film. In real life, his straightforwardness, humor, and honesty are constant. Marty Rainey is more than just a host these days. He is a teacher, musician, father, builder, and leader. Every new Homestead Rescue season continues to write his story. He serves as a metaphor for what life may be like for viewers if they lived differently, away from technology and the city. Marty's survival in the outdoors is not the only thing that makes him unique. It's because he established a life there, brought up a family there, and now uses television to inspire others to pursue dreams that appeared unattainable at first. Rainey, Misty. Many people only hear stories about the place where Misty Rainey grew up. She lived in Alaska, where the ground is covered with snow for a large portion of the year. Misty didn't grow up playing video games or going shopping as other kids did. She was taught the value of working the land at a young age. Marty and Molly, her parents, wanted their kids to be able to live on their own. They taught Misty how to cook over a fire, cultivate seeds, and feed animals. Misty assisted her brothers in building fences and carried buckets of water from a creek. She was establishing vegetable rows and learning how plants develop even as a young person. She had a difficult job. Long summer evenings provided little opportunity for sleep, and the cold froze her fingers. But Misty continued to work. She discovered the value of patience and the necessity of regular maintenance for a healthy garden. Watch this footage from the search and rescue scenes at the homestead. Misty started to assume more responsibilities as she got older. She learned how to transport animals to secure shelters and which veggies could withstand chilly nights. She discovered that seeds should be started indoors and moved outdoors once the frost has passed. Along with learning how to gather eggs and keep animals warm in deep snow, she also started taking care of hens and honeybees. No matter how chilly it became, Misty learned that food could be planted and collected year-round. Misty learned how to build in addition to growing food. She dragged stones to create level pathways and assisted in moving lumber up slopes. She assisted Marty in constructing storage structures and cabins. Misty developed the ability to put nails and swing a hammer deftly such that wood would hold. When her siblings reached for tools, she assisted them. Misty's work demonstrated that all intelligent hands are necessary for survival and that girls can perform the same difficult tasks as boys. The land around her taught Misty as well. She collected therapeutic herbs, fished in freezing rivers, and picked fruit in the summer. She researched which berries can be dangerous and which are safe to consume. Misty's proficiency with tools became equally crucial as her understanding of plants. As Misty grew older and began working on her family's projects, she gained notoriety for educating viewers about homesteading. She discussed food systems, gardening, and basic life skills. She also gave advice on how to keep food fresher for longer by storing it in cool areas or shops. This demonstrated how the program emphasized entertaining while teaching viewers survival skills. Misty helped spread these ideas across the country when the Homestead Rescue television program debuted. She joined her brother Matt and father Marty on the show. Misty gave viewers food preservation and canning tips. To help households survive lengthy winters, she demonstrated how to heat jars, fill them with fruits or vegetables, and seal them. Misty is still active, in good health, and actively involved in homesteading. Rainey, Matt. Rainey is always at the forefront of discussions regarding homestead rescue. Alongside his father, Marty, and sister Misty, he has established a reputable reputation. He is a popular favorite because of his abilities in farming, construction, and coming up with workable solutions. Alaska is where Matt was born and reared. His life was shaped from the start by his upbringing in the wilderness. Matt's playground was Alaska's mountains, rivers, and forests, while other children played in backyards and city parks. From an early age, he learned how to fish, hunt, and build. He had no interest in these pastimes. They were talents for survival. He learned the value of hard labor from his father, Marty, who also demonstrated to him that surviving in such an environment required relying on oneself. He is more than just a builder. Matt is a skilled hunter as well. Hunting is not a sport in Alaska. The goal is to stock the freezer for the next winter. Matt gained knowledge about tracking, waiting, and showing respect for the prey he hunts. He frequently shares this information with families on the show. He demonstrates to them how to sustainably feed themselves. Even when working with individuals who are unfamiliar with this way of life, viewers respect his patience as a teacher. Matt and Katie, who are married, raise their kids in Alaska. He has frequently talked about how important family is to him and how his own children are now inheriting the talents his father taught him. Small tidbits of this family life are enjoyed by fans, which gives his persona more depth. He is more than just a TV builder. He assists people while leading a rural life as a husband and father. There have also been challenging periods. Shocking incidents put the Rainey family's fortitude to the test. Their family cottage burned destroyed in a single horrible incident. This cabin was no ordinary one. It was a site of many memories and a testament to the Raineys' dedication to their way of life. The family came together despite the agony of losing it. Matt contributed to the reconstruction work, displaying the same fortitude and inventiveness that he bestows upon his fellow contestants. A significant fall that Marty experienced was another trying time. Living in Alaska puts you in continual danger because mishaps can happen at any time. The Rainey family was greatly shocked to see their powerful father hurt. To keep things going during that time, Matt stepped up and took on more duties. In addition to seeing him as a worker, fans also recognized him as someone who supported his family during difficult times. The family has experienced complicated problems. They have been put to the test by harsh winters, floods, and fires. The focal point of the reconstruction operations has always been Matt. He is dependable because of his steady and composed demeanor. He has a lot of admirers because of this. He doesn't look for the limelight or attention, he just completes the necessary tasks. They have encountered legal issues as well. One of the most well-known cases included Kim and Josh Zbeck. As homesteaders in need of assistance, they were highlighted on the show. They claimed that the show did not accurately depict their lives when their segment aired. They described themselves as seasoned homesteaders with established systems. However, the editing of the episode gave the impression that they were failing. They believed that this was unjust and detrimental to their standing. They therefore filed a lawsuit against the show's creators. The couple filed a lawsuit, alleging that millions of viewers had been misled about their lifestyle and image. They demanded justice and wanted the truth about their predicament to be known. The case turned into an illustration of the controversy surrounding reality TV and the proportion of dramatization to authenticity. Although the outcome of their case has not received much media attention, it brought up significant issues with the production of the show. Over the years, Matt's contribution to Homestead Rescue has only been more significant. He demonstrates to individuals that strength is not the sole factor in survival. It involves ingenuity, perseverance, and the determination to try even when it seems impossible. One of the reasons the program is still so successful is because of his ability to take a dire situation and find a way to move forward. Additionally, Matt's personality comes through. He frequently smiles when working on difficult issues and has a gentle sense of humor. Matt's strength is softer than his father Marty's, who is loud and imposing. To be appreciated, he does not have to yell. He sets a good example by doing what needs to be done. Part of the charm of the show has been the harmony between father and son. Matt provides the steady hand that keeps things together, Misty provides vitality, and Marty gives enthusiasm. Matt's work on television is unique since it isn't an act. His life on television closely resembles his real-world one. He hunts for food, raises his family in Alaska, lives off the earth, and builds things for them by hand. Because of this, he is genuine, and viewers can sense genuineness. Fans trust him because of this, and they eagerly await his arrival each season. Matt has developed into more than just Marty's kid over time. He has established himself as a prominent figure in the off-grid living community. People frequently claim to learn from him, implementing the show's advice and concepts in their own life. Matt's impact extends much beyond television, whether it is through tiny actions like growing food in a different way or large ones like constructing a shelter. Matt will continue to play a key part in Homestead rescue. His tale goes beyond his celebrity on TV. It tells the story of a man who learned to live under the harshest conditions as a child and now spreads that talent to others. The Rainey family has demonstrated to the world the value of perseverance and closeness. Marty uses his years of experience as a teacher. Misty delivers thoughtfulness and innovative ideas. Matt makes plans a reality by using his strength and ability. Together, they provide hope and support to families in difficult situations. Their story is about establishing love and trust in addition to building homes. They struggle and laugh, but they never give up. Observing them serves as a reminder that the most powerful tool is family. How do you feel about the Raineys? Let us know what you think in the comments section. Remember to subscribe, like, and follow for more motivational posts like this one. Please watch the other videos on your screen before leaving. Thank you for viewing.